Your origins of words.
Thank you. Well, the one thing I did know when I was little is that I was gargalaphobia, which means I hated being tickled more than anything, and I still to this day hate being tickled. But one thing I have grown out of is a phobia of being teased. I was no good at being teased at all. I just used to get very upset about it. It's fine now. But the origin of teasing is actually, I think, quite nice because it really implies that you're rubbing someone up the wrong way, which is definitely how it felt for me. Because the original meaning of the word was to comb wool in preparation for spinning. And this would be done quite often by going against the weft, if you like, or going against the natural direction of the wool. And we still use this idea if we're teasing out tangles in our hair, if it's really tangly.
Oh, yeah.
We are teasing it, looking back to that idea. And this process of combing the wool before spinning was sometimes carried out using a really dry, prickly flower head, which is why we get the plant the teasel. And it gets its name from that use, that very, very early use. And it reminded me of heckling as well. I'm sure, John, you've never been heckled, ever.
Oh, I have.
OK. Well, heckling is quite similar because a heckle or a hackle was a steel comb used in the textile industry, and it was this time removing knots or dirts from flax or hemp fibres. Really painful, really arduous work. And in the 19th century, those who were doing it set up unions in order to represent themselves, demand fairer pay, but also shorter working days because it was really tough work. It's said it involved a fair bit of shouting at the authorities and the employers. And some say that the heckling shop, as they were called, gained a reputation for this kind of haranguing and this sort of fierce opposition. But a simpler explanation of the term, and the more likely one, goes back to that splitting and combing and straightening of that really knotty bit of flax, and likening that to the kind of persistent questioning, perhaps, of a politician, and then for the interruptions that you might get, not with John, during a comedic performance. But we think it goes back to that idea of combing something really roughly across wool.
Thank you, Susie.
You're welcome.